All right. Good morning. This is a vlog. I got to document what I think is kind of an important day, an important moment, really yesterday into this morning. I'm hanging here with Pig. It is 5:44 a.m. We are just hanging here having some coffee and doing a little bit of writing. And I just want to document where I'm at in my life, because part of me already knows that I'm going to look back on this and want to have captured my thoughts. Today is July 4th. Happy July 4th, 5:45 a.m. now. And I think I'm going to host my first team race next year. And not only my first team race, I think that I'm going to host the first Tribal 100. I think I'm going to host a 100-mile ultramarathon. And I've never hosted a race before. I really don't know what goes into it. But I see an opportunity sitting here in front of me that just needs to be capitalized on and needs to be taken advantage of. And I'm a little bit nervous about the idea of doing that. But as I'm sitting here doing some writing that I'm going to walk you through, it also kind of feels like I've got no choice. But when I think about the fact that I've got no choice, there are two things that stick out as to why I've got no choice. It's not like I'm just forced into this. I feel like I've got no choice because I want to do this. I have been talking about hosting a team race for a while now, for a couple of years. And I've just not known how that would come to be. And I've got an opportunity here that I'm going to explain that feels like, I already said it, but it feels like it just needs to be jumped on. The second reason that I feel like I need to do this is because it feels like everything I've been building, not only inside of Tribal, but in my whole life, has been building towards this, between the skills that I've got and the things that I just love to do. So let me explain what's going down here. So, I already said, it's July 2024, and we just had this Zion 100 team experience in April. We had 10 athletes take on Zion 100 together, and I got to put on this incredible athlete experience. We had the whole team stay in a house together down in Zion, and we had all these team activities in prep of the race. We did team gear bag workshops. We did team race plan prep. We did a team podcast. And the entire experience was so elevated from what just like a standard single athlete would get to experience, whether they were doing a 100-miler, another kind of ultra, a triathlon, anything. And so coming out of that, all of the Zion folks were down to run it back and do another team ultra next year. But not only that, we had a lot of interest from folks inside of Tribal who wanted to participate and wanted to be a part of the next one, because it was super special what went down in Zion. And so I was chatting with Goldstein, right? Goldstein was in part of a lot of the plan and a lot of the put on, and you know, he's Tribal prof, so we're working together on a lot of this stuff. And I had selected Antelope Canyon, which was a 100-mile ultra put on by the same race organization. And they had the 100, they had a 50-miler, some lower options, some lower distances as well. And that race was going to be March 7th and 8th. So we were pretty much locked in. And it was the first time that I was ever like, oh, wow, a year in advance, I already know what the team race is going to be. Well, entries were going to go on sale maybe in May. And May rolls around and they remove the 100-mile option. They're only doing the 50 and below. And we need the 100. So I'm like, okay, you know, we'll adapt and overcome. We'll figure it out. And I'm starting to look around at other races, and there is Coldwater Rumble is in mid-January, and that's got 100, and it's got 100K and some lower distances. And then Zion is an option in April that's got the 100. It's got lower distances as well. but there aren't really a ton of races in that time of the year that have 100 milers and the lower distance options. A lot of stuff is kind of into, you know, June, July, into later parts of the year. And I was really looking to have this be done in the first like quarter-ish of the year. We've already got Chattanooga 70.3 as the team 70.3 in May. So working around that a little bit, and also working around my own interest of, you know, I'm doing this 100 with the team. I don't want to be doing 100-mile training all year round. I want to get it done early in the year, and I want to get back to Ironman stuff like I did this year. So we're a little bit limited on options. We got 2 races. January, that's a little bit close to Ironman Florida that we're doing. And Zion, do we want to just run it back? We can. Both of those could work, but I'm just kicking around ideas. And in my head, I'm just like, dude, this is the chance to put on the tribal race. We've already got 15 or more athletes. There are 15 athletes already committed to this. Like, they have paid down money to me as part of this tribal team VIP experience. I got 15 athletes locked in. I've got a pot of money that I've collected from them to facilitate this team experience. And now all of a sudden, the race that we wanted to do vanishes out of thin air. I'm like, what the fuck? Not only that, but in the past like 3 or 4 months, like my best buddy, Adam, started dating Candace, who owns and started Destination Trails, which puts on Tahoe 200, Moab 240, all these other huge races. She just started and is putting on next year for the first time a 300-mile race. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, all these things are like aligning where like I would have the support and the help and the guidance from somebody that I know, who I've met now, who does this. I've got the team support, and I've got a roster of people who already want to do something like this, and they're down for the team race. And then on top of it all, I'm telling Pig here, on top of it all, so I'm writing this Zion book. And the Zion book is one part what went down in Zion, and one part how have I built Tribal, and how has all this stuff come to life. And there are 3 key themes that are just present in every significant part of Tribal's evolution. And number 1, well, newsflash, they're all present right the fuck here, right the fuck now, which is what's really telling me you need to move forward and do this. Number 1, being open to opportunity creates new and bigger opportunity. Dog. Being open to opportunity creates new and bigger opportunity. Number 2, just go and figure it out along the way. Number 3, adapt and overcome. Being open to opportunity creates new and bigger opportunity. Just go and figure it out along the way, and adapt and overcome. I have built a lot of cool shit in my life, and at no point have I really ever felt ready for the big leaps that I've made. And all that shit is just super present right here, right now. But I already said that not only does it feel like I have to do this, I want to, and it feels like all of my best skills can shine bright. And I got a list of skills here that I just jotted out. All right. These are things that I'm good at, and that I really love to do, or that I'm good at in terms of bringing something to life. Number 1 is asking for help. Already asked Candace to be able to chat with me. Number 2 is building relationships. I will need to get approval from city people, trail folks. I have no idea who you need to get approval to be able to put on a race, but I'm going to need to build relationships along the way. Planning adventures. I mean, that's what training camps have always been, is me planning big adventures in the mountains, you know, for the people that I love. Organizing support and aid. I think about the training camp last year, organizing my camera guy, Kevin, to drive up to Brainerd Lake, have him stop and get breakfast burritos along the way, bring our wetsuits and running shoes. We can have a picnic, have some breakfast burritos after climbing to 10,000 feet. Then we can have our wetsuits to swim. Then our running shoes are there to run around the lake. Like, I just love that stuff. Designing athlete swag and gifts. I mean, you're telling me that I get the opportunity to design a race tee? A tribal race tee, man? That's right up my alley. Athlete gifts, too. Getting to design a tribal buckle. Come on, dog. That is literally right in my lane. Let's go. And then, you know, most of all, encouraging and coaching people to a huge accomplishment. And maybe even layered in that is bringing people together around a huge accomplishment. So in some sense, I've been cultivating these skills throughout the entire time I've been building Tribal. And it feels like these are all the skills that are required to put on something dope like this. And even though I'm nervous about it, I got these themes right here that are just fucking staring me in the face saying, dude, get it done. Get it done. What do you think, Pig? Pig's in. Pig doesn't even think it's a question. He thinks you got to do it. So, had to just record this. We'll see where we go from here. Thanks for checking it out.